it's Sark from Watch or Pass, and today I've got my holiday cheer on because it's Christmas in July. I'm reviewing The Christmas Dance, is being released on July 23rd, 2021. It's a Hallmark style Christmas movie that's coming to you now. Maybe you've got like some summer blues, maybe you just missed the holiday spirit, but The Christmas Dance is coming July 23rd, 2021. So I'm going to talk about three things I liked about the film, three things I didn't like about the film, talk a little bit about the ending, and as you can expect from that kind of a discussion, there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to know what happens in the film, if you don't want to know anything about the movie, stop watching. You can either read the review on watchpass.com, which is a little bit more generic, it doesn't have spoilers, or you can watch the movie and then come back and watch this video. Or if you don't really care about spoilers, watch on. So The Christmas Dance, it's kind of like it's like a holiday movie Mad Lib. It's a cookie cutter holiday story that if you would have run a Hallmark movie script through some sort of creation device, this would probably be the movie that you come with. It has kind of all the holiday movie tropes that you would expect. You've got a big city girl who left her small town to go pursue a career, and now she's a hotshot writer, journalist at a magazine, and she comes back to her hometown. She's been avoiding the holidays in her hometown, but she comes back because of a family emergency. And lo and behold, she finds the Christmas spirit. She also discovers that a childhood friend is now very attractive and also available, strangely, even though he's a very attractive, very kind of emotionally mature man. She discovers the meaning of Christmas. She discovers, all of her family and friends and her love of family. It has Christmas trees and Christmas spirits. It is your kind of cookie cutter generic Christmas story, but there's a lot to like about this film, and I'm going to go into that now. But just be warned, like this felt like every type of Christmas script that you read. It had everything. It had small town. I think they even said like big city girl or something like that. Like it was pretty on the nose. So now that I've gotten the generic kind of story, so in the film you've got Sarah, who is a journalist at a magazine, and she is put in charge of the Christmas issue, two Christmas issues. The magazine wants her to deal with family because family is now driving the readership. And so unfortunately, Sarah is not that close with her family. She left her hometown years ago to pursue a career, and because I guess there was some childhood embarrassment that she thinks is trauma, and so she just doesn't want to be back in her hometown. Maybe she thinks everyone's laughing at her. It's a little much, but she just hasn't been back to her hometown. But she has to come back because there is a family emergency, and so she's drawn back to her hometown where she sees her family again. And then her brother, who is helping out with the Christmas play at the local church, can't help out with the Christmas play, but his very attractive friend, who is also available, can, but he can't do it by himself. So he needs some help from Sarah. I mean, the plot, it leads you along as you would expect. So that's kind of the plot of the film, and many other holiday films. So let's go into the things I liked. First is the Christmas cheer. Right? It's been a while. It's been, what is this, July? It's been 7 or 8 months since you really had the holiday spirit, and so you get that in this film. There's Christmas trees and presents and decorations and family, and I'm pretty sure there's snow at some point in the film. So you've got all that holiday cheer that maybe you've been missing back on the big screen for you, or in your small screen in the comfort of your own home. But if you've been missing that, this has it in spades. But one thing about this film that may or may not, depending on your view, this may or may not be a positive, but the film has an unabashedly religious message. I mean, the main kind of story and play takes place in the church. She is helping them set up the church Christmas play pageant festival. Her dad is a pastor in this film, and so you have a very religious Christmas movie. But one thing that's really nice about this film is that there is an underlying message, kind of a discussion in the film. It's not the whole message, but there is a very frank discussion in the film about helping out your community. And that you find out that the church is giving money to their local community, people that are in need. And there's an interesting discussion between Sarah and her dad, where she goes, well, why are we giving this to them? Like, how do we know that they actually need it? And it's this really kind of frank and in fact, very refreshing conversation, where they're basically going like, well, that's not really our place to say. We don't really need to know if they need it. Like, we are going to give them what they might need, and eventually, when we need help, they will come help us. And that's kind of how this community works, and that's how family works. And we don't really necessarily, obviously we don't want them to take things, or take advantage, but if they think that they need it, that it's not really our place to say. And I thought that was a very nice message. It's a very kind of community focused, religious backed message, but one that kind of focuses on help, I guess, more real Christian ideals, I guess, like helping the poor, helping your fellow neighbor, things that might get lost in some of the current political climate. And that's something I really appreciate about this film. It was a very frank, very honest discussion, and you could tell that there was a religious part of this movie, but it really kind of came through as a genuine message, and not like a preachy message, and not one that might that might turn off people. Even if you're not religious, you can still enjoy this film and enjoy some of the holiday messages. The third thing I liked is you have this interesting cast, but you have kind of these two random headliners, I guess. You've got Richard Karn, who you might remember as Al from Home Improvement, and you got Master P, who you might remember as that rapper Master P, who became a music producer and is now in this film. And so it was kind of interesting to see these two in the film. Richard Karn was really great as the pastor. I think he was probably the best actor in the movie, and he did a good job kind of being that pastor dad that you really like. And then Master P I liked his character a lot. He was kind of a community. He had his own business, but he helped out a lot in the community. He was helping a lot of the people, and he had like a lot of really nice scenes where he's helping out his fellow man and kind of moving the story along. His acting was okay, but overall, I liked his character, and I liked seeing Master P in a Christmas movie, because I didn't really expect to see him, and boom, there he was. So, three things I didn't love about this film. First, I kind of mentioned already, the story is a very kind of cookie cutter Christmas story, and if it feels like if you took a generic Christmas plot and ran it through a robot, it might be this film. I mean, there's a few things that are different about this movie, but there's a lot of your standard Christmas tropes. My friend Jake Horowitz made a film called Cup of Cheer that kind of made fun of these Christmas tropes, and some of those Christmas tropes were in this film, like big city girl finds the guy, and oh, like it felt very on the nose. But if that's your thing, then maybe this is perfect, because that's kind of what you're expecting in your holiday Christmas movie. The second thing I didn't love about this film is the trauma that she suffered. I mean, yes, I understand that things. So to go into detail, the trauma is she was performing in this Christmas play with one of her friends. They were dancing, and as she was dancing, a loose extension cord wrapped around her leg, and she fell, and she was embarrassed. And so because of that, she never like went on stage again. She stopped dancing in public. And I guess she maybe also kind of left her hometown, because I think she thought people were laughing at her. It feels a little overblown. Like, I understand embarrassments happen as a kid, and they do shape who you are, but to have that be so prominent so long ago, when it wasn't, I mean, it was embarrassing, but it wasn't like terrible, and it probably made her feel embarrassed, but it was also kind of funny. So it felt like the trauma was just a little too much. I mean, I understand they wanted to get a reason why she wasn't dancing, and they wanted her to then dance, and the movie wouldn't be much of a Christmas dance if she didn't overcome this fear. But it did feel like the trauma was a little bit, a lot of bit overblown. And the last thing I didn't love about this film is there were some pretty poor effects. I mean, CG and things like that are one of my pet peeves. And this didn't actually have much CG, but it had very specific cuts during key parts. There's a car accident scene, and it's one of those like on the phone, and then all of a sudden it switches to like her on the phone. You hear this like car screech and a bang and then a hang up, and it feels like artful cuts and things that were done because of the budget. Now, budget is budget, and you can't get around it, but it felt a little cheap, and it felt very noticeable for me. I was expecting at least some amount of car scene, maybe an accident or the aftermath. You just didn't get that. You just had some sound effects, and then boom, it's over. So, um, so to go along with some of the cookie cutter aspects of this film, the ending also felt a little bit, kind of like your generic Christmas movie. So you've got Sarah, who, I guess she kind of lets the pressures of life get to her. She's kind of forced back to her hometown because her brother gets in a car accident, and she instantly goes back to her hometown to see, make sure he's okay. He's okay, but she kind of sticks around for a while. But the longer she's there, I think she kind of lets the pressures of her own life and the deadline that she has with this magazine, and also um, some fear for her brother because his condition takes a turn for the worse. It bubbles up, and she misses the Christmas play rehearsal with these kids that are, hoping to learn to dance from her. And so that causes the attractive friend, whose name is Jason, the attractive friend, to get mad at her because she let down the kids who have been expecting this, and stuff happens, but she made a commitment and she has to honor it. And so she then kind of turns over a new leaf and becomes this, bubbly person that wants to help out in the play and kind of brings chocolate and candies to the kids during the rehearsal. It's a pretty abrupt character change, but I can understand trying to make up for things. It's now, then fast forward to the Christmas play night, and two of the children, I guess they're twins, who are slated to perform this Christmas dance, they can't do it. They're either sick or they've got stage fright, but they can't do it. And oh no, the Christmas play will be ruined if they can't do it. But luckily, Sarah and her ex-friend, previous friend slash rival for Jason's interests, Kate, make up. They do the dance. Everyone's happy. There's a standing ovation. It's a very short dance, but everyone's happy that she overcame her fear. And so Christmas is saved. Yay! Then as she's leaving, she almost falls, where Jason is there to catch her. He seems to always be there. I mean, I know it's supposed to be romantic. Could come off as a little creepy, but he's there to catch her. And they kiss, and I guess they found the meaning of Christmas. And I imagine after this, she probably maybe quits her job, comes back. I'm not sure what happens. In most Christmas plays, she would probably quit her job, come back, and Jason and her would start a family or something like that. But the ending, it's fine. It feels like all the other Christmas movies that you've seen. So it's fine. It gets the message across. And if you're looking for a Christmas movie, this kind of has everything for you because it has everything. Like it has all the Christmas tropes, and they're all there. But it also has, a good sense of Christmas cheer in July, which is nice. It has a really nice message, and it's got some interesting actors. You got Al from Home Improvement and Masterpiece. So that's The Christmas Dance. It's coming to digital and on demand July 23rd, 2021. So you can check it out in the comfort of your own home, maybe put up your own Christmas decorations and enjoy this film. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot and make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.